This is my video jockey for my final project of the viral video production at Lancaster University. This module has taught me how to use various software to create media texts that allow intellectual and sociological discussions and concepts. Over the course of this module, I have learned that memes are everywhere. Everything I have made on this course can be considered a meme. Before, I thought memes were just silly cartoon pictures with context-dependent words written on them, circulating on the internet and Facebook. But I have learned that anything can be a meme and is spread by imitation similar to human genes. I have learned how to make my own using Meme Maker and have learned how to make glitch art by manipulating software such as Audacity. I have noticed that any form of meme video can be made into a GIF and how to create my own using software apps such as GIFboom. I have learned that the origins of remix and mashup culture stems from the 1970s. I have also learned how to create various types of mashups using software such as Movie Maker and how to use Wikipedia. Lastly, I have learned that my Tumblr, Twitter and YouTube accounts can be used to store my work, that they themselves can be considered remix and a form of citizen empowerment as they are types of user-generated content. I now want to show you my viral video production journey.
Rights are women's rights, and women's rights are human rights once and for all.
In her inaugural speech, Rousseff paid tribute to Lula and repeated her pledge to eradicate chronic poverty in Brazil.
Instagram videos and reflexive video essays in my music video mashup where how political video mashups are algorithms of citizen empowerment. Wikipedia. DJ Speaker talks what comes after remix by The specific aspects of this course I found most interesting was the concept of allegory in remix and mashup culture. This means that remixes and mashups are created through viral video production to tell stories. I will now discuss the concept of allegory by applying it to my favourite topics on this course, those being Vine, Instagram and reflexive video essays, and music and political video mashups. The notion of allegory in mashups and remix was first introduced in week 13 by Richard L. Edwards and Chuck Tryon in their essay titled Political Video Mashups as Allegories of Citizen Empowerment. They note that the mashup, and particularly the political video mashup, allowed citizens to reinterpret political messages, producing a new understanding of competing ideologies in a new allegory of mashups in 3 different forms. These forms are political advocacy, where an allegory of support for a political leader is told; political protest, where a story about a certain political ideology, politician or political party is protested against; and lastly, political commentary, where a particular political story such as a scandal is told through a format such as the fake movie trailer. When making my own political video mashup, I wanted to express the notion of allegory by telling the story of the transformation of politics in terms of gender. My political video mashup followed the principles of what a political video mashup must consist of. I used intertextual collisions by juxtaposing two texts, one being from the popular culture and the other being speeches from the political realm. As stated by Edwards and Tryon, previous knowledge of the two texts is required for a full understanding of the mashup. I used Beyonce's Run the World song over clips from political speeches showing a timeline of how female politicians are becoming more visible in modern day politics. The allegory I was implying by this mashup was to show how in the first half of the 20th century there were hardly any female politicians, but by the end of the 20th century and early 21st century there were many female politicians and political leaders. I wanted to tell a story similar to how the Godfather 4 movie trailer told the story of the Department of Justice scandal. I therefore wanted to express the importance and essential nature of the narrative element of the political video mashup. However, I could highly criticise my political video mashup. Although I followed the conventions of the political video mashup according to Richard Edwards and Chuck Tryon, such as the element of narrative and the juxtaposition of a text from popular culture and political realm, I would improve it by using shorter and snappier juxtaposing clips and possibly attempt to find clips where it appears as though the politician is singing the lyrics to the song to make it more effective and comical. In a similar way to my political video mashup, the music video mashup I made follows this concept of allegory. My music video mashup follows the common conventions of music video mashups by juxtaposing clips from various music videos that have no relation to each other. However, I wanted to compose a theme to my mashup, so I found a song by Little Mix called Salute, which has a war army soldier theme. I used this song to gain inspiration for my narrative. I attempted to reflect the lyrics in the song to compose an allegory about how a female army of soldiers was being recruited, evoking a narrative of female empowerment. A way I thought I could improve my mashup was by using more sophisticated software so that the clips did not freeze and therefore the visual and audio components would match more perfectly and therefore tell the narrative more accurately. Lastly, I want to talk about the concept of allegory in Vine and Instagram videos. Eduardo Navas states that a new form of regenerative remix called web application mashups, such as Vine and Instagram videos, have particular purposes. I propose that the purposes of the Vine and Instagram videos serve the purpose of composing allegories and displaying specific narratives about everyday life and specific social constructs such as race and gender. From researching Vines and Instagram videos on the internet, I have noticed that many of them tell stories about everyday life. Some of them tell stories about racial stereotypes.
White people be like, Billy, where are you, Billy? Is that you? Black people be like, man, forget Billy, Billy's dead!
Some of them tell stories about gender stereotypes.
Are you gonna help me cook?
No.
Just like a man.
Oh, that's sexist.
Whatever.
Whoa, who said you could leave the kitchen?
My Instagram video tells a story about my experience at a concert. Even this video itself is a mashup that evokes the notion of allegory. I have used the components from various texts to construct a story about my journey on this course. Therefore, I hope my discussion about allegory has proved to you the importance of narrative storytelling in mashup and remix culture. The concept of using allegory, I believe, is what helps political video mashups, music video mashups, Vine and Instagram videos to become popular and viral in the cyberspace. We must also remember that these mashups are memes too. The allegories told are imitations of reality and real life stories.